Good morning, everyone. I am Tristan James F. Oledan, and today we're gonna talk about Treaty of Peace between the US and Spain. The articles presented from the treaty reflect the complex negotiations and compromises made between Spain and the United States at the end of the Spanish-American War. Each provision addresses specific concerns about property rights, trade, diplomatic presence, and the transition of sovereignty in the ceded territories. Taken together, they illustrate the effort to balance respect for Spain's interests with the assertion of American authority in its newly acquired lands. Article 13 emphasizes the protection of intellectual property rights, specifically copyrights and patents held by Spaniards in Cuba, Puerto Rico, the Philippines, and other ceded territories. This provision highlights the importance of safeguarding cultural and scientific contributions even amid political upheaval. By ensuring that Spanish works would continue to be respected admitted duty-free for 10 years, the treaty sought to maintain a flow of knowledge and art, while also reassuring Spain that its intellectual legacy would not be erased by the transfer of sovereignty. This article reflects a recognition that cultural and scientific exchange transcends political boundaries and that protecting such rights was essential for fostering goodwill. Article 14 grants Spain the right to establish consular officers in the territories it relinquished. This provision underscores the continuing role of Spain in protecting its citizens and commercial interests abroad, even after losing sovereignty. Consular presence was crucial for maintaining diplomatic ties, facilitating trade, and safeguarding Spanish nationals. It also reflects the broader principle that political defeat does not sever all connections between nations. Rather, consular relations provide a framework for ongoing interaction and cooperation. Article 15 deals with maritime commerce, ensuring equal treatment of merchant vessels from both countries in terms of port charges and duties for a period of 10 years. This clause is significant because it promotes fairness and reciprocity in trade, preventing either side from imposing discriminatory fees that could hinder commerce. By excluding coast-wide trade, the article acknowledges the importance of protecting domestic shipping industries while still encouraging international exchange. This provision reflects the economic pragmatism of the treaty as both nations recognize the mutual benefits of stable and equitable trade relations. Article 16 clarifies the temporary nature of U.S. obligations in Cuba, limiting them to the period of American occupation. Importantly, it also commits the United States to advising any future Cuban government to assume the same obligations. This article reveals the transitional character of U.S. involvement in Cuba, which was not intended to be permanent but rather supervisory until Cuban self-governance could be established. At the same time, it shows the U.S. desire to shape Cuba's future policies, ensuring continuity of commitments made under the treaty. This reflects both a respect for Cuban sovereignty and an assertion of American influence in guiding the island's political development. Finally, Article 17 outlines the ratification process, requiring approval by both the U.S. Senate and the Spanish Crown, with ratifications exchanged in Washington within 6 months. This procedural article underscores the formal and legal nature of treaty making, ensuring that the agreement would be binding only after proper constitutional and diplomatic steps were taken. It reflects the seriousness of the commitments made and the need for legitimacy through established governmental processes. In sum, these articles collectively demonstrate the multifaceted nature of treaty negotiations. They address cultural, economic, diplomatic, and political concerns, balancing respect for Spain's rights with the assertion of U.S. authority. The emphasis on intellectual property, consular presence, fair trade, transitional obligations, and formal ratification illustrates the effort to create a comprehensive framework for post-war relations. While Spain ceded sovereignty, these provisions ensured that its cultural contributions, commercial interests, and diplomatic presence would continue to be acknowledged, thereby softening the impact of its laws and laying the groundwork for ongoing interaction between the two nations.